Rezan, you're back. How good to see you.
It's good to see you too, Mr. Bernie.
Well, thank you, thank you. How have you been? How has school been? How has your life been?
It's good.
Hmm. Are you now? Are you wearing another? You and your brother and sister all have Christmas clothes.
Thanks. We have got them not this year. Last year that we have been.
Uh-huh. Well, it looks really good. Let me turn the ringer off here on my phone because I can hear it ringing. So now my shirt is just kind of plain, but this shirt is from a restaurant, Captain Eddie's, that I like to go to. What does yours have on it? Snow? Is that what it is?
Snow
Oh,
and
cool. Yeah, and a car. Okay. So let me ask you, so that kind of car, what is your, if you could get any car you wanted, if you had enough money to get any car you wanted, what would be your dream car? What would you want?
BMW.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. Yeah,
Correct.
yeah. See, I'm very American in that way. I think I'd want to get a big pickup truck.
It can be for America.
Yeah, yeah.
As I remember, the too much cars is pick up at the America.
Yes, yes. Yeah. The pickup trucks are very popular. I don't have one. I have a different kind of truck, but it's not a pickup truck. But that would be something I would really like sometime, is to have a pickup truck. So many of my students in Turkey have been talking about exams that they have at school. Have you had a lot of exams lately?
Yeah.
So which one was the easiest one and which one was the most difficult?
Um, the difficult one is the math, as I
Okay.
remember. And the easiest one is um the music. No, the PE.
Oh, PE. Okay. Okay. So regarding PE, what sports do you usually play in PE?
Usually the football.
Football. Okay.
But our teacher have trained us like running
Okay. Okay.
and skipping too
Good.
much.
Good. Good. Okay. Um, Rezan, it's been a while since we talked, and in fact, I'm looking at my records here. November 27th. Wow. So it's been almost, that's like 10 days ago. So the last time we talked, the word we looked at was the word rebound.
Yeah.
Okay, rebound. What do you remember about rebound? I'll put it in the chat just to help
Um,
you. Rebound.
Rebound give something again, as I remember.
Okay, yes, yes. Now, if you were, does your PE teacher ever make you play basketball?
Yeah,
Do you remember what is a rebound in basketball?
I don't remember.
Do you remember what a rebound was in football?
No, is it a
Okay.
goal?
It's almost a goal. That's a good way to put it, almost. So if you shoot the basketball and it
It's turn
bounces,
on the hole and it isn't be a goal.
right, right, but it bounces off and you catch it, that's a rebound.
I remember
Okay.
now.
And do you remember also, suppose that that you got COVID
Uh,
and you missed a whole week of school and you felt like you were very behind, you had so much work to do, but you rebounded.
Correct.
You got better, you got all the work done, and you felt much better. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Today I want to show you a picture. It's not a very happy picture. What do you think about that plant?
Um. Firstly, it's good. It's green, but then it isn't watered by the humans, and it's get dry.
Okay, it did dry, didn't it? And this plant right here, I think even if you gave it some water, I think it's dead. I don't think there's any hope for it. Now, this plant, if you gave this plant some water, I think it would live. Don't you?
Yeah, this
I mean,
can
it's
be.
still green. It could live. Okay. Now, let me ask this. I have some plants right in my house, and I even have a small tree in my house. It's about maybe about this tall. It's in our living room, and I take care of those plants. Do you have any plants that live inside your house?
Yeah, we have flowers at home.
Aha. Okay. So, how often do you water those plants?
Once a week.
Once a week. Okay. I find for like my tree, I water it on Sunday and on Wednesday. In the summer, when it's really hot, Sunday, Wednesday, Friday. Okay.
I can
Now,
understand.
if you don't water it, this is our vocabulary word. Can you pronounce that word?
Wither.
Wither. And you see would you read that definition and the green sentence?
If a flower or plant withers, it dries up and dies.
Read the green sentence.
The flower is in the classroom withered and died.
Okay. So I guess even with the teacher and students, nobody watered that flower and it withered and it died. Okay.
Correct.
So I'm going to put it in the chat. Wither is a verb. Okay. And I wrote this: to dry up, maybe to die, because like we said, if it's a little bit withered, you can give it some water and it will be okay, right? If it's a little bit withered. Okay. Now, we can also say this, and look what I'm putting. If you say withered, it can be a verb in the past, and I think you know that. You add ed and it's in the past. It can also be an adjective. Okay. And one last thing. It's usually used for plants. If I said, Rezan, you look withered, it doesn't mean you're dying. Okay. When we say it for a person, it means
It's tired, maybe.
very good. Very good. Very good. All right. How did you know that?
Because if someone is tired, he's look like too much like the dry flower.
Exactly. Exactly.
He didn't want to do anything. It's looking
Rezan,
like die.
you are a very bright young man. That's good. I like the way you said that. That was really good. Really good. So suppose I talked to you and that day you had a PE class and the teacher had you doing lots of running and jumping and football and things. And then after school, you played some football with your friends and then you did your homework. And by the time you talked to me, you were looking, okay. I might say, Rezan, you look withered. You had a long day. I don't know if I told you, but I sometimes do running. I run in races. And when I run in a race in the summertime, oh my goodness, you have all the sweat running down your face and you're so hot and so tired. I feel withered after I finish. Yeah. Do you ever run?
At school.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. All right. Before we look at our other things today, I wanted to ask a question, and I'm going to give an example from my life and then ask you what you think. When I was your age, some people that I thought were heroes were the astronauts who were traveling into space when I was a boy your age. Because when I was your age, they were landing on the moon and they were doing a lot of things for the first time. And astronauts like Neil Armstrong and John Glenn and Gordon Cooper and others, these people were my heroes because I thought it was so brave to go out into space and to be a pilot like that. I thought that was amazing, amazing. So, do you have a hero, and who would your heroes be?
If I have a hero, it can be my family.
Okay. And why would that be?
Because they help me too much.
Mm-hmm. In
Yeah.
what ways?
If I can say in like this time, it can be English because I start English at 1 grade, and if they ask to me, I say that I don't want to go that course because I'm a little child and I want to play games.
Right.
Uh, when at the time that I got course, but then they didn't ask me and take course for me, and now I learn too much English and I can speak with uh, with tutors like you.
Good, good. That was a really great answer. That's a really great answer. I enjoyed hearing that very much. Okay. So today, let's go on now and let's take a look at this. And Rezan, I know it's been a while because you and I haven't talked for a little bit, but these were the words that we started working on the last time we were here. So would you go ahead and pronounce those words for me?
I can see them.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was my fault. Okay, go ahead. Would you pronounce those?
No, we didn't.
Oh, we didn't do these words?
No, we didn't.
Okay, then let me pronounce them the first time. All of these words have short vowels. In other words, this is not beach, it's batch. This is not Nike, it's Nick. Okay, this is not roaf, it's rough. So they all have short vowels. So just listen, I'll pronounce them, and then I'd like you to say them. Batch, Nick, rough, lead, lead, dove, fling, shrug, gush, stuff, notch, jut, damp, tenth, scan, guess, cot, tough, stump, laugh, sense. Okay. Now, do you
Okay.
think you could say those? If
Yeah.
it's not perfect, that's okay. Just give it a try.
Batch, Nick, Roth, Lead, Dove, Flink, Shrug, Shark. No,
Shrug, shrug,
Shrug,
shrug.
Guess, Stuff, Notch, Jut, Damp, Tense, Scan, Guess, Coat, Talk, Stump, Laugh, Sense.
Very good. You did a good job pronouncing that. I do want to tell you one thing. You said lead, and that is correct. But they want us to use the short vowel, which is lead. When it is lead, it's a kind of metal. Are you familiar with the metal lead?
Yeah.
Yeah, a very heavy metal. Okay. When it's lead, it means like, come here, I'm going to lead you. I want you to go with me. Okay. So, but this one's going to be lead. So let's look at this. 5 words. Rezan, can you tell me the meaning of just one of those? Look through there. Do you know any of those 5 words?
Um, if I can say tenth.
Okay. And what is tenth?
It isn't it a number?
It is. It is. Now, 10 is a noun. Tenth is
Is it an adjective?
very good. Very good. That's right. Tenth is an adjective. Okay. So are you in, what did you tell me? Are you in ninth or 10th grade?
I'm ninth.
Right. And did you see how you said that? You said ninth. You didn't say 9, you said ninth, which is correct because that's the adjective. I am in ninth grade. Very good. And let me teach you one of those words. This is a bird, a dove. It is a white bird. In my country, it's a symbol of peace. Okay.
Okay.
So do you know what bird I'm talking about? Okay. This bird
Maybe
right here.
I can understand. I understand.
Yes, yes. And in Turkey, is that a symbol of peace?
Actually, they like to feed it, and as I remember, it isn't though
Okay,
symbol.
okay, okay. So maybe that's something
We
in
don't
my
have.
culture. Yeah,
Yeah, we
okay,
didn't have too much for of these.
okay. All right. Now this one is a little bit harder. Are there any of those words that you know?
Scan, as I
Okay.
remember, 1 minute. So hit something.
Hit something?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
I can't remember too
Yeah.
much.
Okay. Let me show you one example of scan. Here's a book. I'm scanning through the book.
Oh, I remember now.
Yeah. So it's kind of quick. I'm not reading every page. I'm kind of looking
Only
at some
seeing the
pictures.
pages.
Pardon?
Only see the pages. How are they?
Right. Very good. All right. Now let's look at the next one. I'm pretty sure you know at least two of these words.
Guess, laugh.
Okay. What is guess?
Guess, think about something, and
Right.
the people that come to our home.
Right. Now that's guessed with a T. Guess
Oh,
is to think about
yes.
something. Can you guess what guess means? Like to make a decision. Okay. Now just so you know, people who come to your home, let me put that in the chat.
It's like it's writing with T.
Right. It's written with T. So visitors are guests. That's how you spell it. Now, and what is laugh? I'm sure you know what laugh is.
Laugh. Um, is laughing. Yeah,
You're laughing.
it's
You think something
laughing.
is funny. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Now, this last one here, you and I already talked about lead, and lead is a kind of metal. Okay.
Yeah.
Gush, damp, cot, sense.
I don't know these.
Okay. Let me teach you one of them. Damp. Damp means a little bit wet.
Oh,
Not very, very wet. But so I have this napkin here and I have some water. If I take the water and I go like this, that's damp.
not
Is it
what too
very,
much.
not very much, right? Just a little bit of wetness is damp. Um, for example, if you were outside and it started to rain and you ran into the house and you got just a little bit wet, you would say, well, I'm damp, but I got inside before it rained hard.
I
Okay.
understand.
All right. Okay. So that is a good start with those words. And today we're going to take and go on with the story of Robin Hood. Now, when we were reading last time, let me pull the story up. Okay. Um, Robin Hood is showing the sheriff's men that he is very good with a bow and arrow. And you knew that word. A person who is good with a bow and an arrow is called an
Archer.
very good, an archer. And then he did something with his bow and arrow. What did he do?
He hit a king's deer.
Right. Is that a problem?
Yeah, I remember.
Yes. And he said now the king is going to be after him because he has killed one of the king's deer. Did you notice the men didn't tell him that before he shot at the deer? They waited until after he shot the deer. They should have told him before.
Yeah.
Okay. But the thing about Robin Hood looks very young.
Correct.
Right. Now he's actually older. He's older than you are, but he looks very young. And so some of the soldiers want to let him go. He's just a boy. He won't hurt anyone. Okay. Let's see what happens next.
Just a boy. He won't hurt anyone.
Robin stood silently, glaring at the men.
Now I want to go ahead on it. I put a few words into the chat. If you glare at someone, you're angry at them.
Yeah.
So when I see you, you're happy and you're smiling. If you were looking like this, that would be glaring. I'm glaring at you. Oh, that's good. You did that well. Okay. Okay. Looking. And by the way, furious is also angry, but it's very angry.
I understand.
Yeah. Now, they use the word whistle, and it's interesting how they use the word whistle. What is whistle?
Take a wish. Oh, sorry, not wish. Say, take a voice from our mouth.
Right, right, right. So if you go like this, that's whistling. Can you whistle?
I not too much.
Maybe a little. Okay. Well, what they said is that when that man shot the arrow, it whistled through the air. Can you imagine that goes whew, like that? That kind of sound. So it's not really whistling like you whistle and I whistle, but it's the sound it makes. Now, Robin is now a murderer. Okay.
Yeah, he's a murderer now.
Yes, he's a murderer. And now, even though the man was not nice to him, he is full of guilt. Okay. And you see what guilt is there?
Yeah.
So, okay. So maybe when you have done something bad in the past, you have guilt.
I understand.
Okay. Now, this story helps us to understand why Robin is now hiding in the forest, because he is a murderer and he wants to stay away from other people. He cannot go back to his home. He has to stay in the forest. He is a murderer.
And we have 4 minutes.
Yes.
Last.
Okay. So is there something you wanted to talk about for 4 minutes? We can look at the next chapter, but is there something you wanted to talk about?
We can go on. It's no problem for me.
Okay. Okay. Then let's look at chapter 2. We'll start it. Come on. There, Rezan. So this man is very big and very strong. Okay.
Okay.
And Robin looks very small next to him. So we will have to see who wins. And I wrote there in the chat, this story, this part is an example of irony. Alay.
Alay.
In Turkish. Alay. Okay. Yeah. And this is an example of this, and you'll see more next time. Rezan, it was a pleasure speaking with you today. And I look forward to seeing you again soon, okay?
See you. Good afternoon.
Have a good night. Good night. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.